Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Suyesh and today I'm going to show you one of the fastest and cleanest ways to deploy a modern backend application that is built using Spring Boot, Docker and PostgreSQL, all hosted for free using Render and Neon.tech. So whether you're building a small project, a side project, or your startup MVP, or you just want to get your backend live without wrestling with DevOps and all, so this guide is actually for you. We'll go step by step from writing a Dockerfile to connecting a cloud hosted database, and by the end of the video your Spring Boot app will be live in the internet. So let's get started and please watch the video to the end. So before hosting our database on cloud, there is a few things that we need to do in our backend application. So I've just opened the application.properties file. So what we need to do is basically we need to externalize some of the configurations here in application properties to a .env file. So I'll just select a few of these configurations. I think this first one needs to be externalized, so does the username and the password. And we also need this MySQL dialect, hibernate.dialect property. Now why we need this hibernate.dialect property, I'll tell you shortly. And other than these four properties, we also need to externalize the JWT secret and JWT expiration as well. And we will need the front-end URL as well. But for now, we will take this starting six properties and we will externalize those. Now, a good way of externalizing those is provided by IntelliJ itself. So what you need to do is first you need to just click on this drop-down menu next to the run button, and herein you can see edit configurations. If you click on edit configurations, you will get a new window open, and herein under build and run you will find these modify options. When you click on that, you can select environment variables from here, and herein you can actually add comma separated list of profiles, and you can separate the variables with semicolon. Likewise you can do it, and if it becomes a bit tricky, so you can actually click on this button over here and you can add one by one the name and the values. So first I'm going to add the database underscore URL. This will be the first environment variable. Second, I will add the database username. Then I will add database password, and then I will add the dialect. Okay, so this is done. For now I'll leave the values as empty, so I'll just click on OK, then I'll click on apply. So this is done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these values one by one. Okay, I've copied these values and now I'm going to remove them, and then I'm going to type in dollar and then the curly braces, and then I'm going to type in the value of our environment variables here. So database underscore URL is going to go here. Then I'm going to remove this and type in database underscore username. Okay, this is done, and the last one is the dialect. So that is also done. I'm going to save this just once, and then I'm going to go to edit configurations again, and then I'm going to select this. Now for database URL, I'm going to copy the URL and paste it here. I think it is not okay. I'll paste it again. Yeah, that is done. Now password and username both are root, so I'll paste them. And then for dialect, okay, I'll paste the dialect as well. Now I'll click on OK, then I'll click on apply, and then OK again. So this is all externalized. Now for JWT secret and expiration, we'll do the same thing. So I'll just go to this edit configuration again, and I'll go to environment variables and create another variable, and this will be JWT secret. and I'll add another one that will be JWT expiration. Okay, this is done. I'll click on OK, apply, and then OK again. Now I have to copy this JWT secret and this expiration time. Then I'm going to remove this and add our JWT underscore secret here. Okay, and JWT underscore expiration. So okay, this is done. I'll save it, and then I will go to the edit configuration again, and then update the values of JWT expiration and JWT secret. Expiration is this, and secret is this. Okay, I'll click on OK. I'll click on apply, and then click on OK again. I'll save this again, and then I will build the project once again. Once it is built, we will actually check out if everything is working as expected as before was working. So I'm going to run this project. So the project is up and running without any errors. So I'm going to just go to Postman and verify if any of the APIs is working as they were working before. So I'm here in my Postman, and I'll click on login actually. So this will confirm that it is all working fine. As you can see, I got the token. So yeah, our project is good to go. So I'm going to stop this for now, and now we will be going to host our database in the cloud. So I'll move to my Google Chrome. Okay. So for hosting your database, you can use this really cool website, Neon.tech. And the good thing about this is it is actually free for a lot of compute hours. I think it has got about 200 compute hours, so you can actually test out your demo projects or your own personal stuff over here. So to log in your account, you can use any of these 4 options. I'm going to go with Google, and I will log in using my ID. Okay, so as you can see, there is 190 compute hours given to you. All you need to do to get started is create one project. So I'll create one project, and I will call it LinkLitez. And in the hindsight, they use AWS and Azure, so you can select whichever cloud service provider you want. It will not really have any impact on the performance. I'm just going to go with AWS, and I can select the region here as whatever. It will not affect actually. If you have any specific that is the closest to you, you can select that one. So let's go with Singapore for now, and then I will click on create. Okay, this is created, and now I will do one thing. Okay, then let's do one thing. Let's click on this connect to your database, and right now they have like a default database NeonDB setup over here. So we are going to create one new database, and I'm going to call it as URL shortener DB, and I will create this database. Okay, once this database is created, you can actually select Java from this drop down for getting the connection string particular to that database. It will show you the password that you require and the username as well. So that is how the connection string is there. You can copy this snippet, and you can head back to your backend application, and you can actually now since we have changed the edit, we have to change the edit configuration. Let us do that. So database URL is here, and I'm going to wipe it out and then paste the copied URL there, and then I'm going to click on OK. And also we need to do one more thing. Let's actually take it out from the Neon dashboard only. So we need is the username. So I'll copy the username, and we need the password as well. So I'm going to copy the password as well. So I'm going to go back to this, and then I'm going to change these password and the username. So I'll wipe out the password, and I will paste the password over here, and I'm going to paste the username as well. So NeonDB. I think this is the good. I'll just verify if we have copied the database of the right connection string. Oh yes, we have done. So I'll click on OK, and I'll click on apply, then I will click on close. Okay, so right now if you go back to Neon console, and if you check the tables, you will actually see that there are 0 tables in the public schema. That is because we have not yet run our application, so there are no tables in our application present. So what we need to do is we need to go to the backend and run it. But before doing that, what I'm going to do is I'll change this update to create. Okay, this is done. I'll click on save, and then I'll build once, and then I'm going to run this application. Okay, there is one error we are getting. That is because cannot resolve reference to team factory carry classes. Okay, this might be because the error was because we didn't actually change the dialect. So I was telling you that we need to change the dialect too, and we were externalizing it because we need to change it. So since this MySQL dialect was present, it was actually directing JPA to create JPQL for MySQL database, and now we're going to use PostgreSQL, so we need to change this as well. So I'll just change this. So I'll type in PostgreSQL dialect. So this will be the change we need to do, and we need to click on apply and OK. And then also one more thing is here, what we need to do is we need to go to our pom.xml file, and herein we have dependency for MySQL connected J, but we do not have any dependency for PostgreSQL. So we need to add dependency for PostgreSQL here. So I'm going to quickly go back to Chrome, and I'll open the Spring Initializer, and in dependency section I will search for PostgreSQL driver. I have got it, and I'm going to click on explore, and inside explore I'm going to find the PostgreSQL dependency, and I'm going to copy that, and I'll go back to the pom.xml file, and I'm going to paste it. Now we need this PostgreSQL dependency, but we do not need this MySQL connected J dependency. So I'm going to comment this for now, and what we are going to do is we are going to just do a Maven reload. So that will actually resolve our dependency issue. And as you can see, it is showing in red. That is because the dependency is not resolved yet. So once the Maven reload is successful, it will actually get done. Okay, we are getting one error because of project Lombok, and I have actually commented that as well, but it's still giving some problem. So I'll check what is the issue. Maybe we are actually we have added it in the plugins, so I'm going to remove this plugin now. This one is for project. Okay, it is given twice, so we can remove one plugin from over here. Yeah, this is good. I think I missed one tag here for plugin. Okay, this is good for now. We'll do one quick Maven reload again. Okay, this is looking good. Now there is no error, so I'm going to build the project again, and let's see if we get any errors. So the build was successful, and I'll check how to run this project again. Okay, as you can see that the application started successfully, and we can verify this from the Neon console and from Postman as well, but we will go to the Neon console for now. So I'm going to head back to Neon console, and I'm going to just refresh this from here. As you can see that the tables have been created for click event, URL mapping, and users. These are the tables from our application. So we have successfully hosted our database in the cloud. Next up, what we are going to do is we are going to deploy our backend application on render. Now I'm going to walk you through how to deploy the backend of LinkLitez, our Spring Boot application, and the URL shortener using Docker and render. We will cover everything from building the jar file to writing a Dockerfile and deploying it live. So first, what we need to do is we need to package our Spring Boot application into a runnable jar file. So in your IntelliJ IDEA, what you need to do is you need to open your terminal and navigate to the backend folder if you haven't opened it already. And in my case, I have already opened it. It's called URL shortener SB. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this. And I actually already have created the jar. So I'm going to actually delete this jar file. And then I'm going to create it again just to show you how it is done. I'm going to delete this file as well. I think it is not needed as of now. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write one command, Maven clean package. Then I'm going to give this instruction D, skip tests. This is just to skip any tests that are present here, and it will actually allow us to clean and package this application really quick. And it will actually package everything into a single executable jar file. Once it is done, you will find the file inside the target directory. Like it will also tell you in the logs here. As you can see, the original artifact has been renamed to target/snapshot jar original. So this is how it is done. And after that, what we need to do is we need to Dockerize the application. So this is one important part, Dockerizing our backend. And Docker allows you to package the application along with its environment and dependencies into a single container that can run anywhere. So to do this, what we need to do is we need to create one file named Dockerfile inside the root of your application. So I actually have created the Dockerfile, but I think I have cleared it out for showing you how to add the contents. And here it is. So here on I will actually add some comments as to what we are going to do here. So I'm going to add some comments here. So we are going to use a lightweight OpenJDK image with Maven pre-installed. Then second step, what we are going to do is we are going to set working directory. Then third step, what we are going to do is we are going to copy the entire backend source code and Maven wrapper into the container. And then fourth step, we are going to make sure the Maven wrapper is executable. So this is especially important on Linux servers and on Linux systems so that it works properly. Then the fifth step, what we need to do is we need to build the Spring Boot application. Then after that, the next step is to expose the port that your Spring Boot app runs on. And then last step is to run the generated jar file. So these are actually the steps that we need to make it all work. So at first step, I'm going to add from Eclipse Temurin 17. This is the JDK version that you want for your application, or you have used it in your application. So I initially used 23, but I'm actually going with 17 right now. I've changed it in the pom.xml file as well. Then we need to set our working directory. So I'll type in workdir/app. This will be our working directory. Then we need to copy the entire backend source code and the Maven wrapper into the container. So I'm going to write copy ... It will copy everything. I think I need to give space over here. Maybe there is an error because of something else. Please to argument required. Maybe. Okay, this will help. Great. Then after that, we have to make sure that the Maven wrapper is executable. So I'm going to type run chmod +x mvnw. mvnw means Maven wrapper. Why it is coming as xargs? Yeah, that is good. And then we have to build this Spring Boot application. So I'm going to write run mvnw clean package b skip tests. This will be triggering the build of Spring Boot application, and then we need to expose our port. So we'll just type in expose 8080, and then we have to generate the jar file. So I'm going to type cmd, and herein I will mention the type of files. So Java jar, and then I will mention the target slash URL shortener sb. This you can actually view from inside your target class. You can actually copy it as well. So let's try to rename and copy. Just copy this. Instead of typing and making any mistakes, it's actually better to just copy and paste it. And I have to also give the extension as jar, so that it knows that we are asking for jar file. This looks actually good. Now I'll just actually save this, and I will just commit this to my GitHub repository. While I have already added it there, so I don't need to commit it again. Now actually let's go to render to make this work, to get it all live. But before this, I actually want to clear a few questions that you might have. The first is that why we built the jar locally earlier, and why are we using different commands for it. As you can see, I use the command, I'll just scroll up. So I used the command mvn, I think it has, okay. So I was actually using mvn clean package, and herein I'm to build the Spring Boot application, I'm giving dot and slash mvnw clean package. Why we are doing this is when we build the jar locally, that was to test locally and to ensure that our Spring Boot app compiles and runs before deploying. It helps you verify your code is working and that your Maven setup is correct. It also let you inspect that the output, that is our jar file, it is for getting in the target folder only, and it will confirm your app structure. Why we don't copy the jar into our Docker image is because the render builds Docker image from GitHub repository itself, and your .jar file is in gitignore, and it should be there. You do not need to upload your entire jar file in your GitHub repository, because this is even though this is a small project, if in case if it is a big project, the jar files are bigger, and that will actually take up a lot of space in your repository. And it's not a good practice to actually copy the jar file from your local system and deploying it there, since we use different commands for different setup. Now in my system I have actually using Maven globally, and in a lot of Linux based systems it will not be the case. You might have to use the Maven wrapper from your project to run your application. So that is there. Okay, so now that this is done, let us go to render, and let's take it from there. So this is render, as you can see, I have already added one URL shortener web app service and I have deployed it. But just to showcase it again, I'm going to actually go to settings, and I'm going to scroll down to below, and I'm going to delete this web service. So I have to type this in, but okay, let's do this real quick. So I'm going to delete this web service. Now we don't have any web service, so we are going to create a new web service. This we can select a new web service, and in here what you need to do is you need to provide your public Git repository. Now it is important for render to have you need to give render a public Git repository. So you should not make the code private to yourself. So I'm going to go to my repository and I'm going to copy this from over here, and I'm going to come back to this and I'm going to paste it here. Then I will click on connect. Okay, this is done. You can choose a project. Usually Render doesn't allow a lot of projects, but if you create separate web workspaces, then it will definitely allow you to create a lot of different projects for those workspaces. So I've created one workspace called Java, as you can see on the top left, and inside it I have created LinkLitez and the production environment. So I'm going to choose the language as Docker, and I'm going to choose the branch as main, since my repository branch is main. You can choose the region to anywhere, if whatever is closer to you. So I'm going to choose Singapore for this. Then for root directory, I'm going to choose URL shortener SB, because my backend code is in URL shortener SB folder itself. So if you have different branches, you can choose different branches from there. But if you have like different folders only for your front end and back end, separate folders, so you can choose them. So I'm choosing this as the root directory, and then I'm going to choose this as free. This is pretty important because you don't really want to pay for this, since you are just doing it for testing or any other thing. Otherwise you will be liable for bills from Render. Now here comes the environment variable. So you need to set all your environment variables. So I'm going to set some environment variables over here. First I have set the database URL, then database username, then I'm going to set database password and dialect. Then after that I'm going to set up JWT secret, and then I'm going to set in JWT expiration as well. I think that is it. That is done from my side. I'll delete this one. Now the values from this, what you can do is you can actually go back to your application, and you can copy this from your configuration, and from environment variables you can actually copy this and paste it. Okay. So I'm going to copy the password and I'm going to put it in password. I'm going to take the URL and I'm going to paste it in URL. Then I'm going to take the username and I'm going to paste it in username. Then I'm going for dialect, and this is our dialect. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it here. Then for JWT secret as well, I'm going to paste it here, and for expiration I'm going to copy and paste it right here. Now this is all done really quick, and we can actually check in advanced section as well. So in advanced, what you need to do is you don't need to give the health check pass for once. There is no registry credential. If you are actually using Docker images, you can use this credentials as well. But since we are just using the Dockerfile, we don't need it. And then Docker build context directory. In this, what you need to do is, okay, this build context directory is the file where your entire project is. So this is going to be the same URL shortener SB that is already there. So we're not going to change it or add anything to it. Then after that, Dockerfile path, this is the part to your services Dockerfile. So the file we just created, it is the part to there. So it is actually relative to your repository root. So I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to just add Dockerfile here. Nothing else is needed. And then after that, you need to add the Docker command. This you can leave Docker command empty, or you can also leave the pre-deploy command empty. And then auto deploy is on commit, so that Render automatically deploys your service whenever you update its code or configuration. You can actually disable it to handle deploys manually. You can also change it later once it is live, so that is good. Now you can actually include some build filters or something like that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to click on deploy web service. Once I click on there, it will redirect me to the logs or events. I think it is the event. So it is saying, it will show that it is building right now. And just before actually doing all this, I actually updated the application.properties file. So what I did was I just changed the Hibernate PDL auto to create, because I wanted to recreate those tables in the Neon console. So as you can see, there is already some values here because I have already deployed the application and tested it. So I just wanted to recreate those. So I actually changed the application.properties to create. So it will take some time to generate the logs and show you the things. Okay, so it is actually started and it is cloning the web repository, and now it will take some time to build. Now Hibernate is actually dropping the tables that already exist over there, which is what I wanted, and it is going blue. So you can now see that it has given us that your service is live. So what we can do here is we can actually test it out. Now we don't really have changed the front end to do this, and I'm not even going to do that. I'm not going to change the base URL in my front end application. So what we can do here is, and why I'm not doing that, because I want to keep that separate. I want to make another video on front-end deployment. So I'm just going to copy this to clipboard, and then I'm going to head over to Postman to test it. So I have opened my Postman, and as you can see, I have already one collection created. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this entire collection, and it will say URL shortener copy. I'm going to rename it to URL shortener deployed, or you can say URL shortener live as well. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just change the base URL for this application. I'm going to save it. Same I can do for login as well. So I'm going to change the login as well. Now before we go on and test this, let us verify if the tables have created in our Neon console. So I'm going to go to Neon console, and I'm going to click on refresh, and as you can see, there are 3 tables created as supposed to be, and these all 3 tables are actually empty as of now, but we are going to soon populate them as we are going to test these out. So first off, we are going to register a particular user. So let's go there, and I have some sample data that I will use for this. So I'm going to just click on send. So render might take some time to work, but yeah, it has given us the response, and it says user registered successfully, which is what we were expecting. So now I'm just going to copy the username and the password, and I'm going to head down to login. Now I'm going to replace these username and password. I'm going to just paste the values over here, and I'm going to click on send. Now this API will give a response in the form of a token, which we can use in our subsequent requests. So I'm going to just copy this, and I'm going to hit this get my URLs. It will not actually give us anything because we don't have any shortened URL as of now for this particular user, but it will be returning an empty array, which will be fine for testing purpose. So I'm going to just replace the token that we have just generated, and we also need to actually change the base URL because otherwise it will not work right now. So I'm going to click on send, and as you can see, as expected, we got an empty array. Now if you really want to see how we shorten a URL over here, you have to head over to this endpoint, and I'm going to change the base URL from here, and I'm going to head to body. Now there is already one original URL, there is one sample value over here, which is a very long URL actually. So we'll try to shorten this with the help of the API. So I think we missed something in the URL itself. We are going to check out why this was forbidden. Okay, no, we did not make mistake in the URL. We actually made a mistake in authorization. We actually forgot to replace the token. So I'm going to replace the token now, and I'm going to click on send again. And herein you can see that we have gotten 200 OK status, and we have gotten the short URL response as well. So you can actually copy this, and then you can test out the redirect functionality as well. So here in the variable, I'm going to set this short URL, and I'm going to set the base URL. I'm going to change the base URL, and I'm going to click on send. So it might not give you the response over here because it is supposed to open the entire page, which I don't think it will do, but it will give you a 200 OK response, which is good. If you want, you can actually copy this particular URL and try it out in the browser. So let's see if it works in the browser itself or not. Okay, I have given this, and there is the short URL. So I'm going to click here, and as you can see, the redirect works really well and as expected. So you can see that this is totally functional. Now we can actually verify all those entries are populated in the Neon console or not. So I'm going to just refresh the entire schema, and as you can see, this is the click event. So we clicked it one time, so that is entered over here, and the user that we entered is also there, and the URL mapping that we did is also here. So that is all good. If you want, you can actually test out more of these URLs, but the basic functionality is actually we have all tested out. This is all done, but I would actually like to suggest you one more thing before ending this video, is that since render actually stops after a certain amount of time of inactivity, you can actually go to your application properties in the repository and actually edit and change it to update, because then whenever your application stops and when render actually restarts, so at that time it will actually create the table again, and your existing data will be all dropped. Everything will be dropped, and it will create the tables again, so your data will be lost. So to save yourself from that, what you can do is you can actually update here, and then actually you can go to render again and choose to manual. You can go to over here, and in the drop down you can actually click on deploy latest commit. I'm not going to do that because I already have done that earlier. So this was a quick tip from my end. Rest all the deployment related things are complete, and our APIs are all live. And in the next video, we are going to actually discuss and see how we are going to deploy the front-end application. And so this will be a really quick video. So please stay tuned and subscribe to my channel.